Hi, I'm Nate with Average Jack Archery Pro Shop and Range here in Phillipsburg, PA, and it's a very exciting day here in the shop because we get to talk about a new bow launch. In this case, the Elevate from Athens Archery, which is new for 2023. So if you're a regular follower of the channel or you know our shop here in Central PA, you know that we are an Athens dealer, and I've really enjoyed having them here in the shop as well as shooting them. My personal Vista 35 from 2022 is on the wall behind me, and I shot that for 3D and indoor, won a couple of tournaments, or at least got on the podium, and was very successful in the woods, at least carting it around anyway. It was a very pleasurable shooting experience. We've sold a lot of bows here in store, and people have been very impressed with the cam system, with their limb system, their wide limb stable system, the multiple different ATA style lengths that they have offered, 31, 33, 35, and their target bow, the Peak 38. And of course, a litany of different color options at no extra charge to the consumer. Comes with gas bowstring straight from the factory, and it's all made here right in the USA up in Henrietta, New York. So just like every other company that's currently producing a flagship level bow, it's getting harder and harder to have something wild and totally different, although Athens is simplifying a lot of their pieces, adding some new features that you've seen on other bows before from other companies, and also some stuff that's specific to Athens. So first things first, yes, I have been hunting with this bow and I was successful with it. I left the bloody arrow here in the quiver. I actually, this morning, I was able to get out and harvest a buck here in the mountains of PA. It was an absolute fantastic, about a 32 yard shot. Worked out super duper well. Could not have been more pleased. And he's not the world's biggest 6-point in the world, but I am tickled to death, and even more cool, I shot him with the brand new Elevate from Athens for 2023. Look at this conifer color. Just look at that. This is what I've done my Predator platform in. It almost kind of looks like a Sitka, you know, the Gore Optifade type, if you will. Freaking love this bow. This grip, I have mine electrical taped on here because it's a prototype, and so it's not adhered on here because I wanted to shoot it with and without. This freaking grip, love it. It is freaking 16 degrees out here, real feel, and that thing is a godsend because I had to sit there and hold my bow for a few minutes, and it was really nice to hold a thin, slimline rubber grip compared to just a solid cold riser. Really excited. Brand new Athens Elevate for 2023. I just could not be more tickled. Shooting the Grim Reaper was fantastic. Perfect arrow flight. Watch that lighted knock fly. Absolutely hit home, and he didn't make it more than about 60 yards. And if he hadn't been in a dead sprint, he probably wouldn't even made it that far. And the first thing that I want to highlight because of that, and the picture that I probably pulled up on screen here, is this new camo from Athens. Now, it's not going to be this exact look here that's in this camo. This is a prototype bow, one of few. And so they have done some few other tweaks to the camo pattern to get it a little bit more to their taste, a little bit more to their liking. For those of you with an astute eye, notice that there are a lot of colors in this new conifer pattern that are very already similar to the Athens lineup. For example, the green that's in here is the green beret that is on my personal Vista 35 and on this quiver here from Mountain View. They have also gone and incorporated their flat dark earth. They've incorporated their textured black, as well as some of their what they're now calling walnut brown. We'll get to all this a little bit later with the new colors, but I just wanted to illustrate how Athens is making a pattern out of stuff that they're already doing. So if you already own colored accessories from Athens or from Mountain View that are the green beret, the flat dark earth, the Spanish fly, the gun smoke, they're coming out with a new gray here, they will already transfer over. So you aren't stuck with buying a whole new pattern or a whole new color palette, if you will, for your accessories. Of course, black goes with everything, and that's my personal choice, with the exception of the green beret. This new conifer pattern, I'm absolutely 100% in love with. I love this kind of mottled green look. I've always kind of liked the snow camo patterns, which don't make a whole lot of sense, but when you throw in this green, this kind of, it looks like a blend between like the Mossy Oak Mountain Country, which is one of my favorite just general camo patterns of all time, with like a Sitka kind of elevated Gore Optifade kind of thing. Looks really good. I think it looks really sharp. And this morning when I was out, I came partially to draw. The deer pegged me in the tree, and I guarantee you this camo pattern helps drastically in the skyline, and of course also when there's snow on the ground, which isn't uncommon here in the Northeast in the first couple of weeks of November when we're still in the middle of our whitetail rut. So moving past the camo pattern, this is a 32-inch axle-to-axle bow. Comes in peak weights of 40, 50, 60, 70, and 80 pounds. Athens is still keeping the 80-pound option like they've had from last year for 2023. It still utilizes the RTX 3-track binary cam system. 3-track binary cam systems are not foreign to the market. Bowtech uses them, Hoyt uses them, Athens and Elite both use them as well. Athens, however, has gone with a draw stop now. The Vista series had a triangular draw stop that allowed you to have 80, 85, or 90% let off. They listened to their fan base, however, myself included, and wanted to see an option either to have a new draw stop that was 70, 75, and 80% let off, or just have it one from 70 to 90. They have listened, and it goes from 70 to 90 right here on the cam. No extra module, no extra pieces, no extra screws. It's already machined with witness marks, so you can see automatically from 90 down to 70% let off. I currently have this one set to 80%. That's what I personally like to hunt with, although if I was to target shoot with this bow, I'd probably set it closer to 75. In addition to having that adjustable let-off go from 70 to 90, which is fantastic, that makes this an incredibly adjustable bow. It of course has the rotating module, which allows out to 30.5 inches of draw length, which I float between 30.5 and 31. So I'm definitely on the far end of this cam, but for testing purposes, I'll make it work. The other thing to incorporate here on the end of the draw stop is they have significantly widened the finger. I think it's about 50% larger is what Athens is claiming, maybe a little bit more, and that even offers a firmer back wall. This 3-track binary system offers a really nice firm back wall to it. There's no real sponge to it because everything is getting pressurized evenly, which is nice. However, this extra large draw stop really firms up the back wall even more than it was in the past. I was very impressed with my Vista 35 and the 31 when it was brand new for 2022. On the back wall, that for being a cable stop, this has firmed it up even more. And of course, the lower you go down in let off, the more pressure you get on the cables and the tighter the back wall gets there. So if you are a competition shooter and you like shooting 70, 75, 80% let off, and you like having that firm back wall, this cam style, module style is definitely right up your alley. Now, some very stark new things that have been added to the Vista series, if you will, to change it into the Elevate are very stark indeed. And of course, let's address the elephant in the room, which for longtime Athens shooters, you'll notice is the grip. Now, don't be alarmed that I have put electrical tape around mine. This is a prototype. This is not adhered onto here, so that way I can easily remove it, play with it, feel how the machining is underneath the grip. This will be changed for the production line series. So I have an electrical tape on here so it doesn't slip around. I, however, am a humongous fan of the profile of this grip. When a lot of companies go from machine riser or to add a grip, usually the grip is really beefy, it's really chunky, and it's just not a pleasurable shooting experience. I, for one, like a thin, flat back grip. That's what draws me to Athens and bows that make a grip style like this, and probably you as well if you're into that more tournament target style grip. The Athens Elevate here has offered this rubberized grip, which is very thin, very well textured. I think the production line models can be a little bit less textured. It's going to be a little bit smoother to kind of mimic what the risers would feel like with the textured finish that Athens has had in the past, like with Green Beret when it was a textured finish, which I'm a big fan of. It gives you a little bit of tactile, but not too much that it's sticky. That's what this offers for you. I wasn't a big fan of it right out of the gate, I won't lie to you, but putting a couple dozen shots through it, it almost became negligible. And then this morning when I was out hunting, the separation from the cold, I have missed that apparently because I did not know how much I enjoyed having just a little bit of separation from an ice cold aluminum riser. It was 16 degrees real feel this morning, and just that little bit of separation. It didn't keep my hand toasty warm, let's not kid ourselves here, but it did allow for me when I was just sitting there holding that riser with my bare hand for a few minutes watching that buck come in, it didn't turn to a popsicle when it was on stand. I was able to execute a clean, well-formed shot, even at a longer distance when you're all bundled up 30, 35 yards. Seems like no matter when I go to film, something's going to happen. Fire signals, ambulance. I do hope everybody's okay though. So I've removed the quiver so you can get a better look, and yes, your eyes do not deceive you. This is a QED integrate because there is no screw through the burger button hole. Athens has added the integrated dovetail system to allow you to run any of the integrated rests that are currently out there on the market. really streamlines the whole system. Not that a QAD is bulky to begin with, but allows you to really bring that quiver in close. In this case, the Ultra 1. I'm able to get all 5 arrows in on here, which is not true when I usually run my Hamskea, either the Hybrid Hunter or the Trinity. I usually only run 4 because this bolt sticks out a little bit too far. Putting this a little bit integrated, they are more expensive, but you do get a more streamlined package and more arrows in your quiver. So spinning the bow around so you can get a better look. I'm not utilizing it because I don't own one, but the front of the riser is drilled and tapped and will accept a Picatinny rail that comes with it to allow you to run a Picatinny front mounted sight. Further reduces the weight out front, also the weight off to the side. Now I'm not utilizing it here, I'm just using a direct mount Redline RL2 single pin, but if you are somebody who likes to have that front mount system, maybe you've shot one of the Trueball XLs that had that on an old Hoyt before, you can move it right over to the Athens, it'll fit just fine. Also here in the front on the Elevate, we have 2 mounting locations for your stabilizer. So if you wanted to run a longer front bar like I've done here, this is a 12-inch bar. If I want to run this up here, I can, or if I want to run a shorter stabilizer, probably closer to 6 and 8 inch, it would give me the same level of stability out of a lower mounted hole. This is something we've seen on other companies bringing out the past several years, but it's nice that Athens has added it to their lineup to compete with that, but also to give people who wanted to see that on another bow but didn't like that other bow for some reason. This is another addition to their bow to allow you to enjoy that if that was something you were looking forward to. So the last piece of the puzzle is, how does this bow perform? What are you getting in terms of feet per second? Well, I'll flash them down here on the screen and you can take it or leave it however you like it. I set the bow up to 29 inches at 70 pounds and then I shot it at 85% let off, which is what most of the bows that I'm getting from other companies that I'm also going to try them out at. 29.70 or 29.65 I can't get a 70 pounder in, and then 85%, because most guys are shooting either 80 or 85% let off, with the lion's share I'd say probably pushing to 85, so you get that nice deep valley at full draw when you're holding on an animal. I wanted to see what the speeds are of arrows that we see that are super light all the way up to super heavy. So in terms of a hunting arrow anyway, not super light in just in general, but a hunting arrow super light. So we shot arrows of 368, 411, 456, 497, and 712 grains with a big fat 2712 aluminum target arrow. We were getting some pretty impressive speeds out of this bow. You're getting about that 313 on the top end, which is incredibly quick. And then right there in the meat and potatoes of the cam system, you're getting anywhere from the high 270s to the mid 290s, which is phenomenal, at least for me, in terms of building a hunting arrow and a speed for people to get sight tapes that are going out to 80, 90, 100 yards or farther. You're getting basically all of the efficiency that you can out of the bow when it comes to pushing a broadhead through an animal and all that type of stuff. This cam system, the RTX cam system, I proved it last year with the Vista 35 and the Vista 31, really holds its own as it goes down through the draw cycle. I compared it to the speeds of the new Matthews Phase 4, and it was consistently 3 to 5 feet per second faster, even all the way down to that 712 grain aluminum arrow. So it holds its efficiency with a bow that costs as much as $200 more. That's pretty impressive for some little company out of Henrietta, New York, that's making bows that very few people have even heard about. So I'm very impressed that they've kept the RTX cam style. They've had a good axle to axle length. There's nothing funky going on. With the brace height, it's only 6 inches, and they're getting really good speeds and really great efficiency out of this bow. I'm pleased to see that they kept that from the Vista 35, 33, and 31 of yesteryears, and they brought it right into the Elevate for 2023. So that's my first impression and first couple weeks thoughts of the Elevate from Athens for 2023. I think they've built a very solid overall bow hunting 3D platform here, offering a litany of different limb weights, 40 to 80 pounds, a whole bunch of color options. I think this new Conifer is, if I get a new bow, it's probably going to be in this Conifer camo. I'm not going to lie to you. The gas strings that come on it are phenomenal. The new grip, I'm really a fan of. I think the integrate system, the dovetail, and all the other bells and whistles they've added have brought them up to speed, if you will, to compete with the other companies, but still at a smaller price point. And no color grade upcharge, no upcharge for having the high quality gas strings. I think Athens is doing a good job here, and I hope that they continue this for 2024 and beyond. If you have any questions about the Athens Elevate or any bow that comes from the Athens lineup or any other bow that we carry here at the Average Jack Archery store, we are dealers for PSE, Athens, Matthews, Bear, Wicked Ridge, and 10-point crossbows. If you're interested in any of those or learning more about their lineup that they have to offer, please do reach out to us. You can send us an email, averagejackarchery@gmail.com. You can call the shop during our open hours, which you can just simply Google at 814-761-0675. I hope you're able to get outside, enjoy the sport of archery hunting if you so choose. Definitely enjoy God's beautiful creation. Maybe buy a new bow while you're out there. And we'll get to see you next time.